Welcome to another video. In this video we'll focus on Daily Race B, which this time is held in Lago Maggiore GP circuit. We're in Group 3 cars and we'll jump straight into the hot lap. First brake marker is at the 100-meter board. Quick burst of throttle before we switch down to gear 1, and before we get out of the corner we switch up to gear 2. We're sacrificing speed here because the next corner is the most important one here, where we need to make sure we have good exit speed. Then you can go all over the white section there. Try to get on the power as early as possible. The next braking point is where the pavers end. Brake hard. Show you apex very late. Bring yourself over to the right of the track. And where the asphalt starts, start braking, trail brake into this section, get out quickly, full speed here, completely misuse the curbs, and this, if you do it well, you can take this all at full throttle. Next braking point is at the 50-meter mark, brake hard. I switch back to second gear to get extra rotation, but before I accelerate, I step up to the third gear again. This section is full speed. Stay on the left side of the track, and the next braking point is the marshal stand on the left side of the track. Slowly go back to third gear. Move yourself to the left of the track and slightly touch the brakes to get some extra rotation for the next corner. Move yourself to the right of the turn. At the end of the curb, you start braking. Line yourself up with the black line on the curb and full throttle from there. This track is all about using the track as much as you can, so we'll have another look from a different angle so you can get a better idea of the track limits. Just make sure your left wheel stay on the red and white curb. This corner you just need to have your two wheels on the red and white curb. Here we go for the late apex, and once again use the curb. The S is following, it's important to use the curb because you can have a straighter line and therefore have higher speed. You can see I'm going a little bit wide. I hit the grasp. You see that I don't use that much curb in the hairpin. You can use a lot more curb. From now on it's just full speed. Again, use the curb as much as you can. When you do this, you widen the corners and therefore you're able to maintain a higher speed and hence the fastest lap time. Alright, let's do a race. My 1:54.6 is not really a fast time, but at level B it gives you pole position most of the time. So here I'm at pole. There's a Mercedes AMG behind me, followed by a Porsche and a few other cars. You see that there are not that many Supras in here, but normally you'd have half the field are Supras because they are definitely the strongest car at this track. The Supra is a bit sketchy, so it's easy to lose the back. Especially turn 2 is always very scary to step on it, as it's easy to spin out. we're braking here at the 50 meter mark. Have a look in the rear mirror. Number 3 makes a bit of a bump to the Mercedes and therefore goes into the second place. And now it's going to bump me off in the next corner, the all-important corner for the straight. He already got a penalty and luckily he bounces himself off as well. So we can join the track, but we're now in second behind the Mercedes. Also the Japanese person overtakes me in the GTR. We go for a late apex and therefore have a way better run out of this out of the corner, a way higher speed. We're back into second place and now it's all about head down and see if we can get that AMG in front of us. Is a very fast car on this track as well, so if you find the Supra a bit sketchy, you can definitely try the Mercedes AMG GP3. We need to get back into the slipstream. At the moment we're 1.4 seconds behind, and that needs to be reduced to 0.75 in order to get in the slipstream. Is now out of my slipstream, which is handy because that means I can just focus on the guy in front. Hawker picks up a half-second penalty. He's not going to serve that this time, so he's going to serve it next round. We just have to now make sure that we get within whatever 0.8 of a second, and then we can overtake him on the straights on the next lap. So far he's doing a great job because he's pulling away from us. Little bit wide here, which will cost us exit speed. At 156.3, not very good. We need to get closer to this guy. He actually has a 1 second penalty now. So since you have to serve it on the straight and therefore the speed at the straight is severely compromised, the 1 second penalty actually becomes a 1.5 second penalty or so. So we might have a chance to overtake him. Unfortunately the straight is not long enough, but at least we're back into the slipstream. So head down, focus, and since we're now in the slipstream, we're going to have higher speeds. We need to brake a little bit earlier to make sure we don't outbrake ourselves. Go through the SS at full speed, shift up to 5th gear early to make sure we don't have understeer. Hochner makes a little bit of a mistake here where his line is not as clean as it should be. But there's no way that I can overtake here without bumping him off. When you're this close behind the car, it's quite difficult to see the braking points. I actually touch him. Luckily he doesn't go off. I make sure that he goes in front and the fight continues. Turn 1 is a very good spot for a dive bomb. So I'll try to pull it off. We're side by side, have a look at the radar. He gives me a little tap, and as a result I sort of can't get the turn properly, so he goes ahead in first place again. He goes very wide at this corner. I have a way better line, and therefore I'm suddenly very close to him. Hochner takes a very beautiful wide line here, but actually misses the apex a bit, giving us an opportunity to get closer. Hochner is clearly very fast in his AMG. He's not using the curbs as much as he should, I think. But he's doing his job, he's keeping me behind him. Going slightly defensive by driving in the middle of the road. I take the normal racing line and therefore might have a faster exit speed than him. I can't overtake because he's just putting the car exactly where he should put his car to make sure that I can't overtake. So I misjudged my braking point here, going a bit too wide. Not hitting the curve, the apex at all, losing a lot of time. This apex I hit well, but it's only a few corners from now on, so there's no chance I'm gonna get first place here. Congratulations to Hochner, who did an awesome race. We had good fighting, clean driving, and that's what it's all about. Thanks for watching, and see you in another video.